I asked ChatGPT to let me know what is keeping everyday Americans broke. And even I was surprised by some of what came back. And some of these hit so close to home that Lynn and I were looking at each other like, whoa, that might be us. Because here's the thing. Every month you ignore these money wasters, you're literally paying someone else to keep you broke. And we're not just talking about some of the obvious stuff like buying too much coffee. We're talking about some of the invisible leaks that are quietly draining thousands from your future without you even noticing it. So I want you to imagine catching some of these small expenses that are actually costing you hundreds of thousands over decades, because that 1.5% investment fee that you aren't even aware of, ChatGPT says that could be costing you hundreds of thousands of dollars in retirement. Or that subscription that you forgot to cancel, that's costing you real money each and every month. And so today we are walking through all 10 specific money wasters that you can audit in your life right now. And we're going to talk about how to fix each one of them. Because I want you to be someone who looks back the next 10 years and realizes that these 10 insights were possibly a significant turning point in your finances. So let's dive in to see what the robot found. Big whammies, no
whammies.
No whammies.
Big money.
Big money, no whammies. Do you remember that show?
Yeah.
Did you watch it? Was it on
Was
USA?
that the Price is Right?
No. It was like, I don't know, some sort of game show. No money, no whammies. I don't know. Somebody knows what I'm talking about.
I think you need to remember what show that was.
Anyway, I think it was on USA or something like that.
Isn't that funny that you can remember
I know, but I think I'm wrong too.
the channel on cable that it was? TBS? That sounds like a TBS show, but back then it was like we had like the game show
Wasn't it like
network.
this thing that bounced around or something? And then I don't know. Anyway, but there were like these little monsters or something. They were called whammies. Am I remembering this right or wrong? I don't know. Speaking of little monsters, let's talk about ChatGPT.
Oh, okay.
So I decided this would be a fun thing. And I went into ChatGPT and I said, what are the biggest 10 money wasters that are keeping everyday Americans broke?
Okay.
Do you want to hear what
I do.
the robot came back with?
Are we going to give are we going to analyze these and see if we think that they're true? I mean,
Sure.
Is the robot right? I still don't
know.
feel like the robot can tell us for sure. And this is also super subjective.
Do you remember the Office episode where Dwight fought the robot?
Yes.
And the robot won.
And the robot
And that
won.
was, 15 years ago?
That was more than that.
Was it? That
Well,
episode?
maybe. I guess I don't know when that episode was, but that came out when we first got married. So it's at least 15
How far
years
we've
ago.
come.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, all right, let's get to it. You want to?
Yes.
All right. So these are not necessarily in order of, we'll just say it's random order.
Okay.
Okay. So first way that ChatGPT says that
Why
we're
is
wasting money.
Why is ChatGPT part of so many of our podcasts now? This is
I don't
hilarious.
know.
Okay.
Get used to it, hon. All right.
And it's still the worst name ever.
Yeah.
And we can't get rid of it. Okay.
Number one, buying convenience because of poor planning. For example, paying for DoorDash multiple times per week because you value the convenience, or not because you value the convenience, but because you didn't meal plan or defrost dinner. So I think that's an important distinction, because paying for convenience to buy back your time intentionally is a very, very different thing than I haven't planned anything and now it's 6:50 and we want to put the kids to bed in the next half hour. Like,
Right.
I guess we got to order DoorDash real quick or something, which is a terrible idea because it takes so long anyway, but you get the point.
Well, maybe
right?
for the scenario you laid out, but yes. Or like, yeah. Anyway.
So here, another.
Yes, I think in the book you've called it "Gotta Have It Now" tax.
Yeah.
Where it's like you're
exactly.
paying more for something because you can't
That's
wait.
good. Did I write that? That's good. So do you want to know something funny?
What?
Like just going to give you a random insight into the life of being an author. When I've done this with other authors, I've talked to them, people in town that I've known, I've read their book or whatever, and I'm like, I'll read a quote back to them. And
It's
they're
like something that really impacted you,
Yes.
and you're like, man.
And they're like, oh, that's good. Who wrote that? And I'm like, are you joking? Like,
See, but that's
You
how
wrote
you
it.
know it's the Holy Spirit is involved because,
well, that's true.
But it's pretty great.
Yeah. Anyway, but it is amazing. Like, you spend all these years writing it, and then some of it escapes you. Like, and some of it, like when I went on a bunch of podcast tour after we launched that book, some of the podcast hosts would ask me questions like, yeah, what are the 4 parts of X, Y, or Z?
And
And I'm like,
I
let me
don't
pop
remember.
open my book so I can make sure I get it right. Anyway, okay, so ChatGPT says this is good. Many families waste hundreds per month on takeout they don't actually enjoy. It's just panic spending due to lack of prep,
Well, panic spending. Yes.
not intentional rest or a treat. And I think that's so important
Yeah.
because there's so much like, if we're going to go out to eat, I want to enjoy it. I want it to be special.
Right.
But if you do it every night, it's no longer special. So
Right.
that's a kind of a different thing, but a tangent worth bringing up because we're trying to teach our kids that. It's like, ice cream doesn't become special when you eat it 2 times every day. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I still really like ice cream.
All right, fair enough. But you
No.
get the point.
I know what you're saying. Yeah, I think that that's true. And I also think that it's the panic. It's the panic spending where it's just like, we're not actually making a good decision on any front. Like, this isn't nourishing our body. It's not, I don't enjoy it. Like, the only box it's checking is that I forgot and now I can spend my money. And I think that there is a place for that. Like, I think since that is a convenience that is, that we have right now, I think it's okay to take advantage of that. However, I think it is definitely something to be evaluated to be like, am I doing this too much? Yeah. You know what I mean? Because there's always going to be those times where it's like, oh my gosh, 17 things just happened. I was planning on XYZ. Yeah. Now I no longer have time for that. No, but
it should be, well, I should say it this way. I don't want to use the word should. I think we're at our best when it's the exception rather than the norm.
Right.
And I think that's the point, is that when you live your life that way, it becomes really expensive.
Right. But it also is probably just not nourishing your body properly. Yeah. And so that needs to be taken into account as well. Yeah, like, for sure. I'm not doing myself any favors and I'm spending a whole bunch of money doing it.
All right, number two. Ignoring hidden subscriptions and auto renewals. For example, gym memberships you think you canceled, apps renewed annually that you forgot about, Amazon
car
channel.
Wash subscription.
Amazon channel subscriptions from free trials.
Oh, yeah.
It says the average American wastes $133 a month on unused subscriptions.
I do have a car wash one right now that I need to.
And did I or did I not tell you to cancel it?
You've told me more than once, and I will cancel it.
So this is, we're very
this is the thing is
here.
It's ignoring it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I do have to go back there to cancel it. Yeah. And so I just haven't gone back there yet.
Yeah, so because we are it's kind of like money.
It's really close to our house, but it's like out of the way from our normal route just enough that it's like I just don't drive by there often enough. Do you know what I'm saying?
I do. Like, so you should have never gotten a subscription.
It did make sense at the time.
It did.
Yeah, because the first month was free.
It sure was.
And then I notched it down so I wasn't paying as much. We were going on a bunch of road trips, and so the car was just particularly dirty. They have this really awesome thing in there. It's like a car mat washer. And so it's like a little machine, and it just like, it's kind of like a printer. You put the little car mat in and it just goes, and it washes the mat. It's awesome. I love having a clean car.
All right, so, but
my
the point
kids were just in a messy car, and they actually were telling me, man, that car was really messy. And I was like, how did it make you feel? Because I think they think that I'm like super intense about it. And I'm like, there's seasons where our car has been dirtier than others, And I was like, how did it make you feel?
What'd they say?
Alden was like, yeah, I think I prefer the cleaner car. Oh. I was like,
wow.
Well, don't throw your stuff on the ground. That's all you have to do. Alden, our 11-year-old. Still, he had this book. He was looking at it today, and he stopped looking at it and threw it on the ground. I was like, are you serious? Pick that up. Why would you throw it on the ground? Put it on the table at least. Hilarious.
Okay. Unused subscriptions.
Okay, let's go back. All right.
Unused subscriptions. I
think that's a good one. I think we've talked about this one a lot. This feels obvious.
All right. Number 3, upgrading phones or tech before you actually need to. So, for example, trading in a perfectly functional phone after 2 years out of habit, or carrier incentives rather than necessity.
That feels outdated to me.
I don't
Is
know.
it not?
It says keeping a phone 4 to 5 years instead of 2 to 3 could save an average family $1,000 to $2,000 over a decade. So I don't know. Like, I mean, I think it depends on how.
1,000 to 2,000 over a decade.
Which again, yeah, it's not huge, but
I don't feel like that's great savings. To me, this feels like.
well, it depends. Like, okay, the point is that if you're just making phone calls, texting, and whatever, popping open the Amazon app once in a while.
Yeah, but
like,
there's not a lot of people just doing that.
Well, why do
Right.
you need the iPhone 18 over the iPhone 16?
No,
Like,
yes, that's true. But I also
what are you
feel
getting
like,
out of it?
I mean, yeah, it depends on what you're using it for. But a lot of people, I would say, like our age group, it's like we want to have the best camera we can have to take photos and videos of our kids.
I mean,
That would be
it's
one.
incrementally better with each release. I mean,
Maybe.
it's pretty minor. Anyway, I'm not arguing. I don't really care. Like, I'm trying to think how old mine is at this point. Do you know how my phone is?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like when Verizon, it was like, oh, your contract's up, you get a new phone. It was like, get me a new phone now. But I don't
Yeah,
feel like
but-
that anymore because everybody's using iPhones and it's kind of like it either works or it doesn't.
Well, and we switched, so we're not under contract anymore,
Yeah.
which we're using Visible now.
Visible.
We switched from Verizon to Visible because it's the same. Not sponsored. Wish it was. but
Hey, Visible, if you want to sponsor this, let us
but
know.
anyway, but Visible, they're just way cheaper. They use the same network as Verizon, and we switched, and it's literally like a third of the price, maybe
I
less.
had been with Verizon since I started driving.
Like 20 years or something, right?
Over 20 years for sure. And we just switched and I was like, oh, I don't know if this is the right idea.
Have you noticed any difference?
No.
I've noticed no difference.
No difference.
Driving out of the city, anything. Like,
Yeah, it's been great.
So yeah. So anyway, there's your money saving tip of the day. All right, number 4.
Aren't these all money saving tips
Maybe,
right now?
Maybe.
Okay, number 4.
Under-insuring or over-insuring without comparison. So for example, having too much insurance on a depreciating car or too little on disability income replacement or never reshopping home or auto insurance. And this was interesting. It said that insurance inertia is a hidden money waster. Most
What the heck
policies,
is insurance inertia?
I'll explain. Most policies drift out of alignment every 3 to 5 years, costing you money. So, for example, what might have been the right amount of insurance 5 years ago no longer is today,
Okay.
and it might need to change. So, for example, you have a brand new car.
I need to ask ChatGPT what inertia is.
You know what inertia is? Like movement. Like, anyway. So you have a brand new car and you have the highest level of insurance on it, but like once you get it paid off, you can just get liability or something, right?
Okay.
And so you could
Okay,
have
I
way less
see.
insurance.
Yes.
That's the point, you know. So different
I'm glad
examples
you're here
like
to
that.
translate for me.
I'm trying. All right.
Love you.
Any thoughts on that? You're like, what's insurance?
This does feel like one of those for me. Although I feel like I've heard this a lot before where it's like, check your insurance and then compare it for sure.
Yeah. No,
Okay.
we've done that multiple times and saved a lot switching different carriers.
Right.
Which
How do you do
it's
that?
not just
What is
think
the
of what.
what's the easy way? Do you need an insurance agent? Do you go to a website? Like what do you how do you
I mean, I'm much more interested in the brokers than the agents because a broker will work with multiple insurance companies, whereas agent, in many cases, is just one company.
Okay, so
right?
how do you find an insurance broker?
Well, there's plenty online,
Okay.
like where you can just Google, shop and car insurance rates, and you're going to find different brokers on there where you go in there, enter your stuff, and it'll pull up 10 different companies.
Okay.
We used to work with a human version of that. I think the online things probably are, well, I don't know. I guess you could go either
Human
way.
version. So outdated.
I'd rather a robot now. Anyway, but like that's a simple way to kind of compare.
Okay.
But like the other also important piece here is that with insurance, you want to make sure that it's not just the lowest price. It's like what's coming with that. Like, are they going to actually?
Yeah.
It sounds like you want to say something.
I don't think I've said the word or heard the word inertia since I was in middle school.
Okay, I'm glad we're coming back to that.
I'm just sitting
Number
here
5.
still thinking about that.
Number 5, lifestyle creep through kid activities. Spending thousands a year on sports, lessons, activities, not because of your child's passion, but because, quote, everyone else is doing it.
I believe that hardcore.
Okay, many parents believe these activities are investments in their child's future, but they often replace free family time and spiritual formation with limited ROI.
I really actually subscribe to this because it's less about the cost for me and more about I don't understand why everyone is so busy all of the time.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, hey, do you want to hang out? And they're like, oh no, Monday night I have this, Tuesday night I have this, Wednesday night I have this. I'm like, why are your kids doing all this stuff? Are you never at home? Like, do you never eat meals together? What time do they go to bed? How are they?
Got a lot of questions there.
When do you have conversations with them? No, seriously. This is what I really think about because they're at school all day, right?
Yeah.
And then you come home and it's like, quick, we got to eat so that we can go. And I just don't actually, I don't think that is my best way of living. I'll say it that way.
Yeah.
But I've seen other people who it's like their marriage is falling apart, but we got to get our kids to baseball. And I'm like, unless you really think that your kid's going to be a professional baseball player, you need to stop doing that so that you can go to church.
Yeah.
You need to stop doing that so you can work on your marriage. You need to stop doing that so you can, fill in the blank with whatever it is.
Well, I saw someone post this on Instagram. It's very related to what you're saying, and he was basically arguing against the kids playing travel baseball every single weekend, never in church. And he and basically
100%.
broke it down. He said there's a 0.0001% chance that your kid will become a professional athlete, and there's a 100% chance that he'll stand before Jesus and have to give an account.
Right.
And so let's just optimize for the right thing,
Right.
And
Yes.
I think it's a really good point.
No, and I mean, I remember reading in that Martin Smith book where they said that, Martin Smith was the lead singer of Delirious. I mean, he's still a musician, one of my favorites, but in his autobiography or whatever, he was talking about how they always made sure that they were home on Sundays so that they could lead worship in their own church.
Yeah.
And
as one of the
like
bigger,
volunteer. Yeah.
One of the
volunteer.
biggest Christian rock bands,
yeah.
And still that's commitment.
Right. Or be home at church on Sundays. And I do think that there's something there to that because it's not only just getting you in, in church, like that's great, but there's something about you are now a family member in your church with your kids running around and pulling on your leg and trying to volunteer and, kind of get on the same level as everyone else in your church around you rather than put yourself on a pedestal where it's like, well, I'm with God all the time because
yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
This is just my whole lifestyle. It really just, it's the same as, to me, being in a family unit. Like it can work the same where it's just like you're putting yourself in a position of humility.
Yeah, and I like
by making sure that you're doing that.
I like looking at the fruit of it too. Because you look at his life, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
In a world where we've seen a whole lot fall away, even recently, and
he's still rock solid.
Man,
and his kids like him, Yeah.
No, it's like, I mean, just look again. I don't know him personally, but like what I can see, what I've seen of him, it's like there's just a lot of fruit, and I don't think it's a coincidence.
Right.
But those pieces are connected.
Sure.
Because you see a lot of the opposite.
You do.
Where it's like I got really busy with touring. I never
right.
Never
well,
came
and the
to the house
record
of God
label
anymore.
made me do XYZ.
I
and that
was serving God rather than spending time with God.
Right.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So anyway, and it's a way to just be poured into rather than just be constant. Like if you are constantly pouring out and you're never being poured into.
So we started talking about money here, but I think this is worth it. But on top of all of that is you can save money too. Great.
Yay.
Bonus. All right. Number 6, buying new cars instead of reliable used cars.
Oh, this is your favorite one.
Well, it is one of the biggest ones. That's why I think it's one of my favorite ones.
Yeah.
And I literally genuinely do like used cars, reliable used cars more than new cars. Anyway, I don't like the new car smell. I don't like having...
It's glue. That's what the new car smell is. It's glue.
Whatever concoction of chemicals it is.
It makes you high. That's why people are into it.
That's what they've been missing this whole time. They should literally put narcotics in it or something.
Oh my gosh.
And maybe they do. Maybe it's like Starbucks, how they just sneak it in there a little bit. Makes everybody want it.
Oh my god.
But yeah. So he says should I call ChatGPT he? It.
Let's keep it in its place, all right?
Okay, Robot says, choosing a $35,000 car with a $600 a month payment versus a reliable used $15,000 car paid off quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, save you a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I do tend to agree with this. I mean, I love the idea of a new car, but
well, they're just
it's just so much cheaper to not buy a new car.
Yeah, and the thing I was reading, this said $600 a month, but like the average, I believe last time I read this just a few months ago, the average car payment for a new car, I think it's like 800 or something.
Don't you think the robot would know?
No, the robot misses some of this stuff.
I'm just kidding.
Robot is wrong sometimes. All right, so number 7, wasting tax advantage opportunities. For example, not using HSA contributions when eligible, not maxing out 401k match, or leaving FSA funds unspent.
What's FSA?
Flexible savings account, spending account, something like that. So these are free money opportunities that vanish each year if unused. If it's not extra investing, it's avoiding a hidden annual loss.
Okay, how do you feel about this one?
Yeah, no, this is right. And it's like, I don't know how you'd rank all these because I think it depends on situation to situation, but
Sure.
But no, like the 401k match, like this is such low hanging fruit. And what was the thing? Again, it's like hundreds of billions of dollars a year are being missed out on people not taking advantage of it. So basically, your employer wants to give you free money.
Not us SeedTimers.
I wonder how many of our employees are not taking full advantage of it. I don't know. Maybe
we don't have that money.
Maybe we should reprimand
we don't have
them.
that many, so we can go get on them.
But anyway, yeah. But like the point is that there are so many people who their employer would give them free money if they just contributed X amount to their retirement fund.
Yeah.
And they don't. And there's a lot of money not being utilized that way.
Yeah.
All right. Number 8, buying cheap instead of buying quality. So for example, buying $20 shoes 3 times a year instead of $60 shoes that last 2 years.
Yeah.
False frugality wastes money and clutters your home.
Yes. I'm in agreement with this. I feel like this has been something that I'm like, I really do agree with, but it is difficult sometimes because Amazon has so many deals.
Okay, it's difficult, but again, like here's what makes it
Then I buy
tricky.
this stupid Amazon stuff and I'm like, this is a hunk of junk.
Okay, but this is the thing that's tricky. Like back to the other episode we did about what do we say? You get what you pay for.
Yes.
Like this whole concept. It's because that's what one of your favorite pair of sandals that you ever had. You bought from Target.
Do you mean boots?
No, sandals. I remember you had
No.
sandals.
My favorite pair of sandals were the brand Melissa. I remember those. They were $50.
Whatever.
And they were basically flip-flops, but they were the best sandals I ever had. I had a pair of boots from Target that I loved. I agree.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, and one of my favorite pair of jeans was from H&M. And it was like $20 or something.
No,
and I bought jeans way more than that.
But at the same time, we have curtains. We've had curtains in our house. And I remember when we bought them, we got them from Anthropologie, which is the place you don't like. And we still have them.
Well, that's because they don't get any use. They literally hang there. Like,
they're beautiful. They blow beautifully in the breeze. Like, they're great curtains. And I remember looking at the price of them and being like, I don't know if we can do this. We ended up getting them, I think, on a sale.
yeah.
And they've completely withstood the test of time for me.
No, I agree.
I also have a J. Crew sweater that I got, a cashmere sweater that I got probably at
45 years ago.
At least 10 years ago. At least 10 years ago.
No, yeah, I know. This
and
is
it's
my
like
point.
one of my favorite sweaters.
But my point here is by quality, but sometimes that doesn't mean the most expensive thing.
Yes.
Which makes it tricky.
Which those boots were not quality because they literally fell apart. That's why I had to replace them.
Yeah,
and
but
I couldn't.
You liked them. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
they were just my favorite, but it wasn't quality because they didn't actually last. Like another pair of boots I got to kind of replace those, I got those resold. Because they're quality and they could be resold rather than the cheap Target ones that could not.
Okay, so here's what I would have thought if I would have heard this at my, some of our broke seasons. It's like, well, that sounds great. I'd love to do that, but I can't afford that.
Right.
Okay, and I think that's a valid point, but I would argue that you can afford it. You just might not be able to afford it new. And because I have found this to be true so many times where whatever the cheap version of the thing is that you're going to buy, if you go find the really nice thing that you'd like to get, find it used on eBay or on Facebook Marketplace or whatever that you can often get that just as cheap, if not cheaper, in many
true.
cases than the new version of the lower quality thing.
That's true.
And then on top of that, what's so beautiful about this is that you can then probably use that nice thing for a few years,
right,
and then sell it and
then
actually get
sell
some
it.
money out of it. Whereas a cheap
Yes.
thing won't last and you won't be able to sell it. And so this has been a process that, we've done an entire podcast talking about this, but this has been huge for us in terms of minimizing what we spend to get nicer things, to buy quality.
Right. I'm in agreement with
Anything
this one.
else?
I mean,
I'm so glad you agree.
I'm in agreement.
I am glad you agree. Yeah. Number 9, letting small fees eat away investments. So investing in mutual funds with 1.5% fees instead of 0.05% index funds. Over 30 years, that difference could reduce your retirement accounts by hundreds of thousands of dollars. And that is the thing that so many people do not understand, because you'll have a fund with 1% or 1.5%. Feels like, oh, that's cheap. That's nothing. But when it compounds over decades, literally hundreds of thousands of dollars.
That is crazy.
So anyway, so that tide has turned a lot over the last decade or two, because that used to be the standard, the norm. And now there's so many index funds and in ETFs where it's just way, way cheaper.
Wow. Yeah.
Which is great. But,
That is great.
but still, there's a lot of funds just with really high fees. And, so this is in your 401k, and so it's something to pay attention to. All right. Ready?
Yep.
Number 10, failing to steward time like money. So spending hours chasing a $5 discount, but never learning skills to increase income or create passive income streams. Many middle-class families waste thousands in opportunity costs because they don't value their time as a multiplying asset.
I do think this is a good one, actually.
So, we talk about this. We did a workshop a year or two ago. We should probably do that again, where we talked a lot about this, about understanding the value of your time.
Was it this?
Probably.
What is it called? A matrix?
Time, money matrix. I don't know what we called it, but anyway, but the idea being, spending whatever, half an hour driving out of the way to save 20 cents on gas or something like that, which we know people who have done that.
We know people.
We know people.
We related to people.
It's not us, but we know people who have done that. And, and then you calculate the hour per dollar rate of what you're saving for that. And it's like, that's real, real low.
Yeah.
And on the other hand, some bigger opportunities that sometimes come where you don't feel like it, whatever, refinancing your mortgage is a great one.
Right.
Where it's like going to save money by driving an extra 30 minutes to save 20 cents on gas, might be like a $5 an hour thing.
Gosh, yeah.
But refinancing your mortgage when rates come down or something like that might be like $1,000 an hour task, So point is focusing on the big wins rather than the small ones.
Right.
So I think that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah.
Is that it?
What would you add? Those are the 10. What do you think?
I don't know. I don't know that I have any to add.
Yeah, I don't have any off the top of my head, but I'm going to think about it some more, see if there's anything there. But if you are listening to this podcast on Spotify, they have comments now. So you can comment and add yours. If you're watching on YouTube, you can definitely comment there, as you know.
Yep.
If you're listening anywhere else, you're just going to have to say it to yourself or tell a friend, what ChatGPT missed.
Or send us an email.
You can send us an email.
Yeah.
Bob or Linda at SeedTime.com.
We like emails.
We love hearing from you.
Yeah.
You're our friends. You are our friends. We hang out.
We hang out.
We don't get to hear your voice enough, but we do hang out. So that's
Yep.
why you need to email us. That's all. Have a wonderful day.
Yep.
See ya.
See ya.
This is what Kesha had to say about our book, Simple Money, Rich Life.
First and foremost, Simple Money, Rich Life. Y'all know that I've been reading this book, and hands down, I would go as far as saying this is probably one of the most monumental books in my life.
And did you know that you can get a copy for free?
You can get it on Amazon, but we so believe that the church needs this message that if you can cover shipping, we'd love to cover the cost of the book and send you a free copy.
All you need to do is go to seedtime.com/free to get yours.